So, custom slipstream was gone for literally a week, but now it's back again in daily race C. This time though, PD gave us a bit of strategy to work with. We are using Group 3 cars on racing soft tires and also racing hards, and there is also a mandatory stop. You have to use both compounds in the race, and tire management actually matters. The racing is close, intense, and honestly I really like this combination. The strategy adds a bit of depth, and the recent BOP changes made some cars great to drive again, and it's actually a pretty interesting week. So finally, let's have a little look at what happened in my race. Let's go. Let's go and let's just see what I can do. It's P1 in the world, P2 I think in the world. And I'm P11 in the world, which is not like the best. And I completely forgot that I'm on hard tires. So when I'm doing this in the qualifying softs, and it's really easy to make that turn, but now I need to brake much sooner. Much sooner, but okay. The start of the race was actually pretty tough. Normally, in the qualifying, I go out on racing softs and push hard to get the fastest lap. But in the race, I usually start on racing hard tires, and it's just a better strategy overall. I don't want to waste my time on the softs early on, because those first couple of laps are always going to be slower. So you got more fuel on board, the car feels heavier, and it's harder really to push to that limit. Later in the stint, though, the car lightens up and those softs can really shine. So it does make sense to save them for a little bit later. And of course, undercuts don't really work here. Calster now P3, I'm gonna drop one place. I'm 6 tenths behind, not ideal. But honestly, not much happened in the first couple of laps. My main goal was just to stay as close as possible to the guys up ahead, and of course, avoid picking up a penalty or making any mistake. Getting a penalty here is actually pretty easy, and I guess you will see it a little bit later in the race. Tire wear was becoming a factor, and at this point, I wasn't exactly sure when the guys in front are going to pit. So my strategy was pretty simple. Stay behind them, stay in the slipstream, and don't take any unnecessary risks. As I said before, avoiding mistakes is the name of the game this week, especially on this track where every small mistake can cost you a lot. And you will see why. Ooh, big hit. Big hit. Oh man, that's a big one. Looking at the replay, I'm just surprised at how was he even able to save the car. Okay, he corrected the car, made a little mistake, but the corrections saved his race. And of course, he lost 2 places in the process, but he was still in the race. Well, I guess this is going to make the race more interesting. Well, it should make it a lot more interesting. At this point, I was in the 2nd place and started chasing down P1. He was just a little bit quicker than me in the middle sector, where I really struggled. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite get over some of the bumps, and this track really feels weird to me. I don't know how it is for the rest of you, but just let me know in the comments. Does this track feel strange to you? Some of these corners are just odd. And the track limits, honestly, I still get confused about where you can cut and where you'll get a penalty. Okay, maybe I do understand it a little bit now, but still, it's really tricky. It's hard to find the rhythm here, and staying consistent is absolutely the key to getting a good result here. So at this point, the pit window was almost open, and my focus was pretty simple. Stay behind P1, stay clean, and of course, above everything, don't make a mistake. No? I'm going to pit. Let's depend. Actually, let's try to depend now. Ah. Okay, I think you realized that was a little bit too late. All good, all good. Let's keep it up. And I think this was a perfect example of fair play. He slightly missed his braking point, but then backed off and gave me the position back straight away. So once again, no harm done. We just kept going, clean and fair, so it's just lovely to see something like that happening even in a tight race like this one. Even my hard tires are gone. too late, too late. Whoa. I hate that whole section, it's just that weird flow. Weird flow and penalties. Weird flow and penalties, like the worst possible combination. And I think this is when the real race started. I had Turismo and Manu right behind me, and I knew I had to push. They were both in the tow, which means that they probably had a bit of an advantage. Honestly, they were probably 2 or 3 tenths quicker than me per lap, and with the custom slipstream, that gap feels even bigger. I also knew that Kalster had gone for the undercut, which meant his tires wouldn't be in the best shape towards the end of the race. Like I mentioned before, the undercut doesn't really work here. The tire wear is just too high. After 4 laps, the grip drops off fast, and the 5th lap, well, it's usually a nightmare. So my plan was simple: stay behind Kalster, trying to regain the position and be ready to defend hard against Turismo. At this point, it was all about pushing, staying focused, and of course, getting the most out of the final stint. Pitching Kalster now, and hopefully something better. And also I need to try not lose a place in the process. It is really difficult here. Ooh, okay. This makes it even more interesting now. Guess I just need to keep my place here. I mean, Kalster could take the lead. Now, Kalster definitely could have taken the lead here, but what I forgot at this point was that he pitted 1 lap earlier. This meant that his tires were already starting to fall off, and he was probably losing about 3 tenths, maybe even half a second per lap. That's definitely not ideal, and especially in the middle sector. His pace was starting to drop, and unfortunately, I think that's where he ended up losing the lead. So yeah, P1 managed to hold on to his position, and actually I got right behind Kalster now. So in a way, it's kind of a good thing for me, but I have to act fast if I don't want to lose a position. No, 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 no. Another penalty. Oof. A lot of penalties. No, Kalster is losing a lot of time. Just by pitting 1 lap earlier than us. Maybe now. Maybe now. No. Not close enough. Stay close, stay close, stay close. I think I'll have to overtake before the tunnel. Try to overtake before the tunnel. done, but now he has the slip. Maybe, just maybe, I should have waited, but Turismo has a penalty. Oh, I'll go defensive. Everyone goes defensive. Go. Nice. Turismo with a penalty. Last lap of the race, guys. Okay. Just as expected. This is a good race. And yeah, at this point it was turning out to be a pretty solid race. Calster was behind me on worn tires, which meant I was likely to hold my position. Unless, of course, something unusual happened. Or should I say, one of those kind of classic GT moments. I think I'm going to keep this one. No! No! Why did I even say that? Ah, track limits. Track limits. Why did I even say that? Oh, I'm going to lose like 3 places now. No, I won't. Manu also has a penalty. I think Calster will get P2. I might get P3. I might get P3 here. I might get... I think it's going to be P4, guys. I think it's going to be P4. P4 it is. I went wide. I love this game. I love this game. I went wide last time, and on top of that, I got a penalty. Classic. This is an absolute classic.